Right, welcome everyone. For those who are watching, here for rounds 25 to 27 of the Team OMA Touring Car Championship. We're here from Silverstone. We're qualifying soon. No notable absentees today. We've got the championship leader. I think we've got all the top 6 actually in the championship all competing today. So, should be a good one. Luca Townsend, GTR Mulsanne, is leading the way. Second is Ashley Field and third is Phil Garside. All three are carrying their ballast into qualifying and race 1. And yeah, looking forward to see how this goes. So just sure to stay tuned. I'm going to try and keep on top of it and see how everyone goes. And should be a good one to see if a championship gets crowned today. So far there has been 2 championships that have been decided. That was the Teams Championship, which has been won, confirmed now, mathematically impossible to be caught, for Octane Racing with Simtech Pro, which is of course the team of Luca Townsend, GTR Mulsanne and Brandon Roos, which is LCR Brandy. So congratulations to those two and their Chevrolet. They've been dominant all season, pair of them both in a chance of the title fight, 1st and 4th respectively, so completely deserved championship win for them, so congratulations to them. And in the manufacturers, Chevrolet has taken the manufacturers title for being the best 2 cars, the way it's all decided, the top 2 cars score for their manufacturer. They've been consistently at the top, helped a lot by the fact that they've had Luca and Brandon and their kind of stable all within the Chevrolet. So been putting in a good performance all season, so a very deserved championship win for Chevrolet as well. So left to crown is the independents and the drivers, of course, the big one. Independents can be decided today, as can the drivers, but it has to go a certain way for it to be decided. Like Luca Townsend, I believe, if I remember correctly, will have to pretty much whitewash all 3 races to be confirmed championship at this point. But the independents can be won. Ashley Field has got a lead over Ali Johnston, and is between those 2 realistically for the independents at this point. Using, if memory serves me correctly, just going to do a double quick check. Yeah, it is, well, Kyle Cully in the Xfinity Chevrolet does have a chance of winning the independents, but results have to majorly go his way. So it is pretty much between Ashley Field in the MC Logitech Honda and Ali Johnston in the 995 design Chevrolet. That's the 2 for the independents title mainly. And in terms of the Drivers' Championship, 200 points are still up for grabs. Leader Luca Townsend is on 482. 282 would be the kind of the lowest point that you could be to be able to score and still win a championship, and that is Carl Cully at the moment with 296. So the top 9 are all in a mathematical chance of winning, but realistically we're looking at pretty much the top 5, potentially 6 if results go the way of Ryan Powell. So again, see how things go tonight. Be sure to stay tuned. Same as always, ask any questions in chat if you've got anything to say. Welcome to everyone who is in here, and hopefully this will be a good one. Qualifying shouldn't be too much longer. I think it's just waiting for the last couple of people to get jumped in, and then we will get going with that. So yeah, 20 car grid at the moment, obviously on the 21st. We are expected to have, I believe, 23 tonight, so soon see what happens. But there's going to be a slight delay just whilst we wait for qualified to start, so yeah, Ash to bottle it. You expect so early? Realistically, I mean, I know you want him to bottle it, but you're going to have to put in some stellar performances, mate, to get that independence, but good luck to you, man. Here we go, just doing a final load up of everything. Looked like there was being an issue with some of the cars loading. Good old turn 10. And yeah, let's see how this goes. So, pick for quali. Who do you think is going to get pole? Obviously, my bet would be Brandon Roos or Callum Kirkpatrick. That's my two that I'd put forward for it, in my opinion. Brandon, quick driver, fourth in the championship. He's the one you'd expect to put in that kind of performance as we get going. But CK can never count him out either, so again, see how it goes. And there we go. 22 cars, and myself obviously, so I won't be qualifying. I'll be pulling away and parking up on the side of the road and see what happens. Be interested to see what the ballast carriers can actually do, because around a track like this, it's mainly going to be acceleration, which is two main parts. That's going to be coming out of Beckett's and coming out of Luffield onto Woodcote. But again, see what happens. Nice and easy park up here. Actually, I may move... I think I'm going to be out of the way of the pit exit. I'll move out of the way just to be safe. No, my luck, I'll be in the way. You can see everyone getting their tyres warmed up as they go around. So, yeah, cars are all on the way around. Nice one, Forza. How's this coming to bits? I will sit here then. Thanks, Forza, for that. So yeah, having a quick look. Everyone obviously on their first bit. Everyone making their first laps count now. None of these are expected to be pole, but as it stands, Carl Cully will be going on pole at the moment. Never mind, Conor Ambrose takes that. And Brandon, first one into the 59s. Now, in practice and testing, we are expecting pole to be in the 56s to the potential of 55s, but 56s definitely, at least in testing, that's what it showed. But again, we had a couple of weeks back, we were expecting a pole position to be in the 124s, if I remember rightly, and it was a 125. No one got to get into the 24s, so it's all about making it count when it counts. But as everyone, apart from the last three, are starting their qualifying laps, realistically, as you can see at the moment, it will be Nathan Rutherford on pole with the 58.8, and Liam Ferguson, newcomer to the series, taking the seat next to Phil Garside for the remainder of the season and potentially for next season. Nothing's been confirmed as of yet. Is currently going to be sat in second. So there we go. Carl Cully puts in the first lap with a 58.1. CK straight over the 57.7. Just going to wait and see these lap times come steaming in. There goes a 56.9 for Brandon Roos, 57.6 for Brady, puts him in second place. Conor Ambrose puts himself in fifth with 57.8. Luca Townsend jumps into second with 57.5, so decent showing so far from him. Looking further down the grid, no other big moves as it stands. Ben Berenson puts himself sixth, 57.8 as well. So as you can see, obviously the cars have all got themselves pretty spread out around the track, giving themselves a good view. Some drivers like to follow someone as they do their lines and to get their qualifying laps. Some people like to be on their own and just have no distractions whatsoever. So you see a bit of tactics coming out in the way they want to be. But looking down, you can see that Alec Johnston and Kieran McKeldin, the only two not to set a clean lap yet. So as it stands, they'll be starting 21st and 22nd. Pole position at the moment is held by Brandon Roos, but big lap there for Stephen Cummins. Puts himself in second with a 57.537. Very close to his teammate with a 5.56. And looking down, you can see 5.37, 5.56, 5.70, 5.91, 600, 6.09, 6.83. Extremely close between second to eighth. So ballast carriers at the moment, position of them. You've got Luca in 5th, Ash in 11th, Phil Garside in 18th. As now you can see any big moves. Carl Cully put himself into 12th for 57.8. Looked like CK jumped straight up and then it's taken straight back by Jake Ewan. Decent so far by Stephen Cumming to put himself in second. That is a season best at the moment. Obviously don't want to jinx him, but at the moment Brandon Roos being the only guy to make it into the 56 is quite a telltale sign as to how qualifying is going to go. Big jump up from Nathan Rutherford, puts himself in 5th. Last I checked he was down at the bottom, so that's decent from him. Anybody that I expect to make big moves, Ryan Powell's is only on his 3rd qualifying lap at the moment, 57.9. You definitely expect him to be higher up than that. As it stands, you can see, ignoring Brandon Roos, but from 2nd with a 57.4 down to Kieran McKeldin in 18th at 57.9, just 5/10 between them. That's incredible. Looks like race is going to be something that I'm going to have to really try and keep track of all the battles that are going to be going on. Any more big moves? CK and Stephen Cummings stay in 2nd and 3rd. Jake in 4th. So CK's just split the 2 BCR Mercedes now. As I say that, Andrew Lawrence jumps in, and so does Liam Ferguson. So that's pushing Jake Ewan down to 6th. Still only Brandon with a 56.9, however. Let's see the cars come flying through cops. Good luck for Garside, yes. Is it going to be another one of those times when I'm going to have to get Garside into an interview just so you guys in chat can abuse him? So another check of the standings as it is. We are still looking at Brandon Roos on pole. Stephen Cummings is, as I say that, Callum Kirkpatrick takes 2nd away. Jake Ewan dumps himself into 2nd, jumping in. You can slowly see them all kind of filtering in. Jack Braley dives in with a 57.2 to put himself on 2nd now, so Stephen Cumming is dropping down the order. Nathan Rutherford jumps into 4th, 57.334, still very close at the yes, please do. I will see what I can do, buddy. Well, if it makes you feel about at the moment, he's in 19th. So again, as it stands, it is going to be Brandon Roos on pole. Only guy to make it into the 56s still, but it's currently Brandon Roos, Jack Braley, Jake Ewan, Nathan Rutherford, Callum Kirkpatrick, Stephen Cumming, Liam Ferguson, Andrew Lawrence, Conor Ambrose and Luca Townsend making up your top 10. I believe that was a jump up for Liam Ferguson then into 5th. So I was waiting for quality to keep going. I just want to say, thank you to everyone who is in the chat, who is coming to check it out. Obviously, this has been my first season commentating here for OMA. For the past 18 seasons, I was a driver/host, so it's good to, step aside, take more of a commentary role, and I'm glad you guys. Well, I hope you guys are all enjoying it. But more on that later on. So. Back to seeing how it's all going. You are still looking at Brandon Roos, then Jack Braley, Jake Ewan, Callum Kirkpatrick back up into 4th, 5th, Nathan Rutherford 6th. As you can see, that looked like a jump up then for Luca Townsend with a 57.516. So still, Brandon Roos sat on his own in the 56s. Is anyone going to be able to beat that? Really? Because that is a quality time. Again, 56 mids were expected in practicing, but looks like I reckon most people are just unable to match it when it counts. Looking through, looks like Ben Berenson has done with his laps, as has the car up ahead. I believe that's to be one of the JSB Chevrolets. So as they're coming in to complete their final laps, you can see there Carl Cully is going to stay 13th. Stephen Cummings not going to improve, stay 7th, 8th, no. fourth and third for Jake Ewan and Callum Kirkpatrick. Braley's going to stay second, so it does look like Brandon Roos is going to keep hold of pole position. Nathan Rutherford doesn't improve, stays fifth. No one really looks like they're going to challenge for Brandon Roos's pole position. Looking along the grid, it looks like everyone is, as you can see the cars as they finish their laps, sending themselves into the wall. Not sure if anyone's actually going to do anything. Phil, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Well, 16th. I reckon he can do it. Looks like that is yet another pole position for Brandon Roos. See anyone making their way around track now. So Brandon Roos, big push now for his chance at the title fight. Puts himself on pole position. It's a difficult track to overtake at after the first few laps, so big by him. That is his 11th fastest lap season. No one is matching that. Next behind him is Luke, and so fair play by Brad. I think, looking at it, that is the way it's going to be. So, run through the grid. It's Brandon Roos, Jack Braley, so Chevrolet 1-2. Jake Ewan third, fourth for Callum Kirkpatrick, and fifth for Nathan Rutherford. As you can see, drivers are just backing out now to get ready for the race, so I will jump out as well. So in the meantime, any opinions, questions, whatever, I'll be more than happy to try and help out. So we're going to have to just hang on, bear with for a second whilst I get prepared for what will be round 50, nice one, round 25 of what is season 19, and picks for the win. I'm going to have to put it to Brandon, taking pole with what looked like quite a dominant lap. No one really looks like they were close to him. Jack Brady in second, but I think if Brandon can get away and get that lead, I don't see anyone putting anything past him. Keep an eye out for the fast starting Chevrolets that are going to be starting further back as well. Nathan Rutherford is normally a good driver around here at Silverstone. He's had some decent results in the past. So you're going to see the ballast carriers of Luca Townsend, Ashley Field and Phil Garside see what they can do. Obviously those three at the moment are top three in the standings. Going to see those three definitely make a push for a decent position, but all in all I can't see it going anywhere but with them. So a couple stats whilst we are looking and waiting for the race to get begun. Brandon Roos currently holds 5 wins this season. Only person who has had more than him is Luca Townsend with 7, both of which have been dominant all season. Fully deserved to be first and fourth in the standings. Had they not had the races they missed, probably be a completely different story. Probably be a lot further up, but unfortunately that's the way it goes. So, all in all, it's been quite a close season, and it's been great fun to watch. And there is still 2 weeks to go, obviously today, and then in 2 weeks' time we'll have the finale at Brands GP. Obviously there was the issue with Mugello a few weeks back, which caused a mix-up in terms of the way the calendar had to be done, because Mugello had to be null and voided and restarted due to a Forza server issue, so it meant that obviously all of the results from what was race 1 were completely discounted. All it meant is that we had to cancel meeting, push it back a week, push the rest of the calendar back a week, but push the finale back 2 weeks to make sure that it wasn't going to conflict with anyone who had made plans for the week after what was on the finale. So it's just the kind of thing you have to deal with sometimes when obviously Forza is being Forza, just turn 10 things, you know, etc, etc. But a big qualifying there for Stephen Cohen, to be 7th, and he himself has been extremely disappointed with the way he's driven all season. He knows he can be quicker, so fair play, good on you Stephen for getting that result. Just see if you can turn it into a decent haul of points in the race. So, like I've said, just going to be getting prepared now for what will be race 1 of the night. So do bear with us. It's going to go a little bit quiet now whilst we just obviously get ourselves prepared. But do feel free to ask any questions in the chat. If anything comes up, I'll do my best to answer everything. All in all, welcome to everyone who is returning to watch this tonight, and even more of a welcome to those who are completely new. I know that we've had some more and more people joining every so often. It's always good to see. And yeah, again, welcome and thanks for checking us out. You know, Ali, I was expecting you to comment once you saw Ash's quali. How do you feel now, mate? Feel like you got some confidence to claw back some points on him? Thinking face. That's fair. Got this, bro. You reckon? Well, go for it, mate. Full faith. Not that I'm taking sides here, but at the very least take it to the final week, yeah? So we're just waiting on one person, looks like two get readied up, which is of course the not loaded in the car of FTR Best. It's just showing my car through everyone. That's nice. You'll love to see it. See a few more people have entered to watch. Welcome. We are just in the preparation phase for getting race 1 of the night underway. So do bear with us. Obviously feel free to say anything in the chat, whether it's cheering on a driver or telling a driver to f off. Completely up to you. Show some support, just anything. Just, no racing to watch at the moment, so this will have to do. If you can call what a lot of these guys do as racing, then perfect. So the way this is going to go is there will be 2 warm-up laps. Obviously it's a short lap here at Silverstone National, so there'll be 2 laps for the cars to go around, warm up their tyres, etc. They'll be getting on the grid. The host will be calling out a start time, and they will be going at that point. The only unfortunate part is that we can't see what that time is, nor can we see any lights out or anything. It's the issue with it. Otherwise it'd be a case of they go from go and we wouldn't actually be able to see it because of the way the Forza loads in. So it's much better this way around, and it makes it quite interesting for starts as well, because it allows everyone to also load in properly, etc, etc. But it also avoids any issues on turn 1, because most people should have warm tyres by that point, and if they don't, then they clearly don't know how to warm tyres up on an outlap. And yeah, so we will see how it all goes. Looking forward to this. Looks like they are just waiting on one more person. I believe it is still, yeah, it is. Still SCR Destry, which is Robert Newman. And yeah. So here we go. Let's have a look at our grid. Yeah! 22 cars from Brandon Roos, Jack Brady, Jake Ewan and Callum Kirkpatrick are your top 4. I will go through the rest of the grid as they complete their warm-ups. My pick, I can't see it being anyone but Brandon taking the win, to be honest. Only issue he's got, he's starting on the outside, so if Jack Brady gets a decent start, he will have that inside line through Copse Corner on the run down to Beckett's, but I can't physically see Brandon not winning this race, bar an issue on his side. But yeah, we will run through the grid. So pole position did go to Brandon Roos. Second, as I mentioned, was Jack Brady, and third for Jake Ewan. Fourth is Callum Kirkpatrick, with Nathan Rutherford in fifth. Sixth for Liam Ferguson, decent result for the first time him racing in OMA, so welcome to the series, Liam. Seventh for Stephen Cohen, decent result for himself. Eighth is Andrew Lawrence. Ninth for our championship leader Luca Townsend. 10th goes the way of Conor Ambrose and his teammate Ryan Powell next in line. 12th is Robert Newman. 13th is Carl Cully. 14th for Ali Johnston. 15th for Ben Berenson. Further back we have got Phil Garside in 16th, third in the championship, starting from 16th. It will be very interesting to see what he can do from there. 17th for Kieran McKeldon and 18th for second in the championship, Ashley Field. So this is a big opportunity for those in 4th, 5th, 6th, etc. to make a jump up towards the top. 19th for James Allen, who was cruelly stripped of a win last week from a last lap bit of contact. 20th is Mark Ruddick, Razor Jim. 21st for Stuart Robson, and 22nd is Shane Bellotti, starting from the back of the grid. So make our way through. So obviously see Brandon making his way at the moment. So have a look at the car of Phil Garside making his way down the pit straight to start lap 2 for the warm-up, and then it'll be 18 racing laps. And it will be again, I don't see it being anyone but Brandon taking the win here, but it's going to be a good race. Expect to see a few moves being made into, possibly into Beckett's, into the braking zone of that one. Big one's going to be the braking zone into Brooklands, and then other than that, it's just going to be if someone can set up a line going through Brooklands, maybe you'll see something into Luffield and Woodcote, but it's mainly going to be the heavy braking zone after the Wellington Straight. It's going to be the main point of overtaking for these guys. See them all making their way down to the grid. Quite a lot of them getting all bunched up there, but back to the front. Have a look at Brandon Roos as he gets prepared to make his way to the grid. Let's see how bad the Forza camera view is going to be for the start of the race. It looks all perfect. That's what we want. We want to see everyone start from the view of Brandon's bonnet. Thank you so much, Turn 10. Thank you for thinking about us. That's just awful, isn't it? Come on. I know no one's going to be listening, but Turn 10, can you make it so that it's going to have broadcast cameras in the next Forza? Just chuck a camera on that crane up there, you know, just anything like that. That's all we want. Come on, track. Doug, MGD Petrie. Welcome to the chat, mate. Here we go. Cars are getting ready, revs are climbing. Forza, please. And we are off. It looks like something massive has gone on, however. But Brandon Roos has got away well. Just going to have a quick check, see if everyone is here. Looks like we may have lost one driver off the start, but we haven't got time to look at that now. Brandon Roos gets away first. Second place behind him is Jack Braley, as expected. Nathan Rutherford jumped all the way up to third. He looks like he's run a little bit wide there on the exit, so we're going to have a quick check to see how he's getting on. Looks like Jake Ewan has now taken third place off of him as they make their way down the Wellington Straight. Got Nathan Rutherford on the inside as well as Callum Kirkpatrick challenging. Rutherford into the braking zone is going to have the inside lie on Ewan, but I'm not sure. Ewan runs wide and that's going to cost him dearly. So let's make our way through Luffield and into Woodcote for the first time. It is Brandon Roos in first place, second is Jack Brady, third is Nathan Rutherford, fourth is Callum Kirkpatrick, fifth for Liam Ferguson. Then you've got this battle also including Jake Ewan and Luca Townsend up into seventh. He's just holding on the outside of Ewan as they make their way through Copse. Behind them we've got Andrew Lawrence in 8th, 9th for Ali Johnson, looks like he's running a little bit wide there on the exit. 10th is Carl Cully on his inside, so those two are going to have to be careful with what they're doing. Still on board two of Jake Ewan as he looked like he made a dive up the inside there of Ferguson, but he backed out just at the last minute it appears. Looking around, not sure if anyone's making any big moves. It looks like Stuart Robson is up into 16th after starting from about 21st. That's decent from him so far. Still up at the front is Brandon Roos from Jack Brady, then a bit of a gap to this battle for third, headed by Nathan Rutherford with Callum Kirkpatrick, Liam Ferguson, Jake Ewan, just a train of cars here. Luca Townsend sat there. Just a quick check to see how Luca's title rivals are doing. You've got Phil Garside in 13th and you've got Ashley Field down in 18th. That is not the start that he wanted. Take a quick look at this battle going on for 9th place between Ali Johnston. You've got Ryan Powell and Carl Cully side by side, and Cully's now also under attack from Conor Ambrose. So the VTX Audis and just chasing into the top 10 and making some good leeway at the moment, putting some battles on the Chevrolet of Carl Cully. Looks like Jake Ewan has had a bit of an error and that's lost him out, and Ferguson is now into 5th side by side of Ewan as they make their way down the Wellington Straight. Yet again, it is the inside line that is going to be for the Audi TCR, so I'm not sure if it's going to be able to be held by Ewan under braking. Looks like a bit of contact on the back there, but Ewan's going to have to just back out and slot in behind as they make their way through Luffield. See if he can get a run into Copse, possibly up into Beckett's now, but you can see Ferguson is challenging up the inside now. Callum Kirkpatrick, but Kirkpatrick has dropped that back in. Also lag out of the race instead of quality. Oh, Ben, it was you! Sorry to hear that, man. It's always the way. It's that Scandinavian internet for you. As you can see, going side by side through Copse for Ferguson and Ewan, and that's now putting Luca Townsend back into this fight. Bit of a gap formed between the top four. This battle for 5th is the main boiling point at the moment. We've got Ewan and Townsend side by side on the exit of Beckett's down onto the Wellington Straight, and I think the inside line is again held. I think Ewan is getting the inside line through Beckett, but he's always find himself hung out to dry as they make their way down to Brooklyn, so that's something that he's going to have to watch out for as the racing continues. Looking through the grid, there doesn't look to be much going on other than this for 5th. Possible battle for 10th at the moment, headed by Carl Cully and Conor Ambrose. Ryan Powell has dropped to 13th with Garside to 15th and Ashley Field to 16th at the moment, so this This is just playing into the hands of Luca Townsend, who is currently up in 7th. He's looking to try and get this championship done and dusted. Back to the front we go, and we can see Brandon Roos pulling out a gap now on to second place of Jack Braley. So this is, judging by his qualifying, we expected this to happen, but it is Brandon Roos getting out in front. This is going to do wonders for his fight. Second, Jack Braley is just dropping off, as is third place of Nathan Rutherford, but he's got a decent performance going on for him so far. See if he can hold off a potential charge coming after him, which will be headed by Callum Kirkpatrick. Still, Liam Ferguson is sat in a decent 5th place. Bit of contact there with Jake Owen as Owen goes up the inside, side by side. The pair of them go. I think Ewan's backed out slightly. Oh, not sure where the Mercedes of Jake Owen has got that. They're just hung out to dry there by Luca Townsend. So looks like after a bit of contact by Ewan, he backed out and has now lost him out on that place. So Ferguson holds on to 5th, but that puts Luca Townsend up into 6th place. Let's take a sip of energy drink. This battle for 5th is really heating up at the moment. Liam Ferguson, decent for his first drive. Luca Townsend slotted in behind him. Jake Owen behind that. And you got Andrew Lawrence, and that looked like Ali Johnston just at the back of that, just waiting for the guys in front of him to make a mistake. Then you got a gap to 10th, headed by Carl Cully, with Conor Ambrose and Ryan Powell, with Kieran McKeldin behind him. Go to that battle for 10th just to check how Cully is holding on. He's got the 2 VTX Audis all over the back of him. Ryan Powell, one of them, as well as Conor Ambrose now, is actually taking that position away from Powell. So Ambrose just gonna, he had a look up the inside, potentially had to break him, but he thought better off it. It looks like Cully's run a little bit wide, and Ambrose is gonna try and slot in. The Chevrolet's acceleration saving him there, as you can see Powell going around the outside of his teammate as they make their way through left field. The pair of them are both wanting this position away from Cully, making their way onto the pit straight for what is the start of lap 9 for these guys. And looks like Ambrose and Powell have sorted themselves out. Powell's just going to slide behind Ambrose and hope for something to go on ahead of him. So we'll leave this battle for a minute as we go and have a look and see how those ahead of him are doing. Luca Townsend still sat in 6th. Now Jake Owen away from Andrew Lawrence and Ali Johnston. Still the lead is growing for Brandon Roos at the front, but you can see that Nathan Rutherford has been caught slightly by Callum Kirkpatrick, so this battle for 3rd could start heating up in a second. Battle for 10th is really raging on now, however. As you can see, Carl Cully really had just taken the middle of the track, defending heavily from now Ryan Powell as the 2 Audis have switched. The braking looks like a gap has been left on the inside, and Powell's putting himself in that space, but Cully again just defends that one nicely under acceleration. Powell is looking for that gap alongside. Looks like he's just slightly getting alongside Cully, who's gone a little bit wide, just kissing the curb a little bit more than he would have liked. But I think Powell is just going to have to slot in behind yet again, so that Chevrolet really saved itself with its acceleration that's got low down. Decent drive from Cully at the moment to keep the VTX Audi behind him. Make our way back to the front. We can see the battle for 3rd really getting close now, as it looked like a bit of contact there in the back of Rutherford from Kirkpatrick as they come out of Beckett's going down the Wellington Straight. Sitting far left was Rutherford as he tries to hold off Kirkpatrick, but Kirkpatrick hasn't got the legs, so he's going to just take his normal racing line. You can see one car has dropped off the back of the pack quite heavily. It looks like James Allen, not sure whether he's had an issue or what, but that's unfortunate for him as he's down in 21st at the moment. 20th for Shane Velotti, Stuart Robson. Oh, and we can see one car's gone massively wide. It looked like Stephen Cumming, who's had a bit of a moment, whether he had contact or if he outbraked himself, it was hard to tell. Just saw him running wide on the exit. All this has done is, it looks like Ryan Powell has had a bit of an issue as well down in 15th, so whether he's would exit on onto Wellington Straight yet again. Rutherford holding the far left again to try and keep that position behind him. Kirkpatrick in that Audi just doesn't seem to have anything down the straights to challenge. It's under braking and through the corners. It's going to do something, but he's run a bit wide as Rutherford, so he's going to have to hold the inside line, probably take a contact between the pair of them side on side. Rutherford looks like he's holding on, but Liam Ferguson is now just getting to the back of these two, so Ferguson could be pushing for a podium on his first OMA race, which would be a very decent start for him. As you can see at the moment, Brandon Roos, not only is he winning, but he's holding on to the fastest lap of the race so far as well with a 57.0, so the full 33 points are going to be going the way of Roos as it stands. It's a massive coup considering the title fight. Luca Townsend still sat in 6th. Decent result for him so far, considering the ballast he's carried. 7th is Jake Owen, 8th is Andrew Lawrence, 9th is Ali Johnson still back, and the battle for 10th is still Cole Cully, followed by Conor Ambrose. Stephen Cumming now in 12th, 13th for Kieran McKelvin, 14th for Ryan Powell now as he is. Looks like Ashley Field is up. Sorry, Garside has dropped back between the pair. See Nathan Rutherford getting a little bit of a gap at the moment. Kirkpatrick not quite in a position to challenge. Or we find Kirkpatrick spent a few laps behind trying to just get himself right on his tail again, but can't see Rutherford giving up this position without a fight. He missed last week due to some personal issues. I believe it was an injury that he's had sustained for quite a long time, and he's sometimes means he misses races, which is unfortunate because he used to be one of the top drivers in OMA, still an incredible talent as a Scotsman, but see, things get in the way and you never know what can happen. Still, as we look at it, it is Brandon Roos streaking out ahead, got nearly 1,000 feet on Jack Braley as it stands. Braley is in 2nd place with a decent gap to this man, Nathan Rutherford. Then it is 4th for Callum Kirkpatrick, 5th for Liam Ferguson, 6th is Luca Townsend, 7th for Jake Ewan, 8th is Andrew Lawrence, and 9th is Ali Johnson. 10th is still Carl Cully, holding off the line of cars for this position. Cully is really not wanting to give this one up. You can see Ambrose all over the back of him trying to find that space. Make their way into Copse yet again. Ambrose just slotted in behind Cully, hoping to get a line, but it's not going to happen quite yet. See Liam Ferguson in 5th is still holding off both Luca Townsend and challenging Callum Kirkpatrick at the same time. Really a short drive at the moment from the newbie. Looks like the battle for 3rd is disappearing from the battle for 7th, so oh, and a bit of a mistake there for Ferguson. He's run a little bit wide and Luca Townsend looked to put his nose up in front, but he's held on to that one well, forced Luca Townsend to the outside line. Ferguson's going to hold on to the position for now. Looks like Kieran McKelvin's dropped back to... looks like a possible issue there for one of the cars. Looks like someone did drop back quite a bit as Rutherford goes defensive on the inside and is possibly going to allow one. It looks like Kirkpatrick's potentially going to get past him on the outside as they make their way down the Wellington Straight. Nathan Rutherford's going to defend the inside with all he can. Better contact as they make their way down. Going to all depend on under the brakes whether Kirkpatrick can keep it on the outside, which will be the inside line for Luffield, but Rutherford defends it well, forces Kirkpatrick to take a bit of a escape route, but it looks like Kirkpatrick is going to hold that line and Ferguson is right here waiting to pounce on these two. Looks like Kirkpatrick has made that move stick, but Rutherford's on the outside of him as they make their way down towards Cobbs. These two are not going to surely go side by side through Cobbs' corner. Rutherford does not want to give this position up without a fight. Under braking, it looks like Kirkpatrick's got it, but going for the switchback is Rutherford, getting the inside line, which will be for Beckett. These two really push themselves. Rutherford on the inside. Looks like Liam Ferguson just giving a bit of a bump to get him pushed through. NASCARing him out. And that's now putting Liam Ferguson in position to challenge Kirkpatrick as Rutherford takes that position back. Great racing between these guys for 3rd. Going down the straight, Kirkpatrick goes to go around the outside again. Oh, big contact as he looked like he went to slot in. Oh, not sure on that one. That'll be something that possibly get looked at. I wouldn't like to comment on that. All this is done, giving Liam Ferguson 3rd place. Luca Townsend up into 5th, Nathan Rutherford in 6th. You can expect to see him try and drive back after that. 7th is still Jake Curran from Andrew Lawrence, and 8th and 9th is still Ali Johnston. Big haul he's making over Ashley Field as it stands, it looks like. This battle for 3rd still raging on, and now held by Liam Ferguson. 4th is Callum Kirkpatrick, 5th for Luca Townsend, and Nathan Rutherford now demoted back to 6th. You can see top speed of the race so far has gone to Jake Owen in his Mercedes, 150 miles per hour. Brandon Roos, 56.9, matching his qualifying pretty much with his race pace, so decent driving from him. He's just escaped from the front as I thought he would. Ferguson there in the pink Rogue Energy TCR has had a really assured drive on his first OMA start. Brandon Roos is just disappearing away. Ferguson making up 3 places in this race so far. Townsend made up 4. Jake Owen has dropped 4. Big moves for them. Ali Johnson gained 5 off the start. That's decent from him. Still, Carl Cully sat in 10th ahead of the 2 VTX Audis. Stephen Cumming dropping 6th. Ashley Field gaining 4. So there's moves going up and down the grid. Unfortunate for Ben Brents with the DNF with a disconnect. It's never something you want to see. Still, this battle for 3rd is the main one. So a quick check of the rundown. We've got Brandon Roos way in first. This win is his. He's on his penultimate lap. 2nd for Jack Brady. 3rd is Liam Ferguson. He's being challenged by Kirkpatrick into Cop's corner, but it's going to stay with Ferguson. 4th is Kyle Kirkpatrick, as we can see all over the back of Ferguson. 5th for Luca Townsend. 6th is Nathan Rutherford. 7th is Jay Coohan, who's got Andrew Lawrence and Ali Johnston for company battling for 7th. Looks like Johnston's going to try and make a move on Lawrence under braking. He's broke early to try and get a run on the inside. Lawrence has got boxed in a little bit by Ewan, and that's potentially going to open the door for Johnston, but it's not looking good for him so far. Battle for 3rd. Looks like Callum Kirkpatrick has taken that away from Liam Ferguson. I've switched away to check another battle, and it's the timing as always. Ferguson holding the outside line as Luca Townsend looks to pounce and take that position away as well. As we enter the final lap, we can see it is Brandon Roos away in first. He's led from the start, a sure drive. We expect him to get it after his decent qualifying performance. 2nd is Jack Brady, 3rd is still Callum Kirkpatrick, making a JSB 1, 2 and 3. Seeing if anyone's going to try and challenge this. It looks like Townsend has assured himself of the 4th place ahead of Ferguson, but still a 5th on his OMA debut is a quality performance. 6th, Nathan Rutherford. 7th is being held by Jake Owen. Ali Johnson is now taking 8th away from Andrew Lawrence. But back to the front. Brandon Roos making his way down Woodcote for the final time. Quality drive from him, and he's taken yet another win this season. And the fastest lap of the race. Win for Brandon Roos. 2nd is going to go the way of Jack Brady. The battle for 3rd is still raging on. Callum Kirkpatrick as they come towards the line. Looks like he's going to hold on the inside line for Liam Ferguson. He's going to hold on to 5th. Just about. 6th goes Nathan Rutherford, 7th for Jake Ewan, 8th for Ali Johnson, 9th for Andrew Lawrence, 10th goes the way of Kyle Cully, holding off the race-long battle with Ryan Powell and Connor Ambrose. 13th for Stephen Cumming, 14th is Ashley Field, 15th for Phil Garside, 16th for Kieran McKeldin, 17th goes the way of Robert Newman, 18th for Mark Ruddock, 19th for Stuart Robson. Down in 20th comes Shane Bellotti, and 21st will go the way of James Allen, and of course 1 DNF for Ben Berenson in 22nd, so unfortunate for him, but he'll be back for race 2, we hope. Time to breathe. Decent race yet again. 1st and 2nd got away, made that look easy. 3rd place was where the real battle was going on. At first it looked like it was going to be Rutherford, then it was going to be Liam Ferguson. All in all, Callum Kirkpatrick in that Audi S3 made his move. He was going to lose it from then on. Decent drive from everyone there. Carl Cully down in 10th. He held on to that position for quite a while considering the battles that were going on around him. Both Ambrose and Powell were trying to get 10th away from him, but was not going to let that one go. So let's see if we can get Brandon Roos in. I told you I got it. Yeah, Ali, you weren't wrong.
Hola.
Hello, Brandon.
Hello, mate.
Easy win.
Mate, probably the easiest win since joining.
Just got away at the
No,
front,
it's
and that was that, really, wasn't it?
literally it was like a Sebastian Vettel Red Bull start from the front. That's it. Don't see him again. But yeah, no, it was qualifying. The best lap I ever done ever since practice, so that was when it
Hmm.
counted. And then yeah, as you said, race one. As soon as I pulled that gap from Jack, that was it. I didn't see him again.
Yeah, I mean, you look like you just
It,
kind of got away. I mean, you set a quality lap, like you say, in qualifying, and that was that.
yeah, just all you hear is Chevy OP in the party to the minute. But yeah, it's quite
Well,
annoying. But
I can imagine, but,
yeah,
well, a win is
but
a
yeah,
win. Hopes for race two?
exactly. Not looking great after looking at the ballast runners in qualifying, but
Hmm.
try my best.
No, of course. Well, good luck for race two. Obviously, Luca looked like he had a decent run still, so might not be too bad, but see how it goes for you, mate.
Fingers crossed. Cheers.
Cheers, man. So there we go. Couldn't have put it better, really. Easy win for Brandon. Got away at the start, and that was that. And all in all, I thought he would get away, but I didn't think it would be that easy a win for him. Again, can't deny it with someone's on it as much as he clearly was. Can't take anything away from him. So great drive from him, and we'll see what happens in race two. So do bear with us. Just gonna have a quick kind of interval, also get everything prepared. So thank you for everyone for checking it out, and we will be right back. So as it stands, Brandon Roos after that result has jumped himself into second in the championship. First is still Luca Townsend. Roos is now second. Joint second with Ashley Field. Then it goes fourth for Phil Garside. Fifth is Jake Ewan. Sixth is Ryan Powell, and seventh is Jack Braley. And as it stands, with the results obviously as they're going, because we're slowly going to be losing drivers who can mathematically win the championship. So currently now with 166 points left up for grabs, the highest rated driver, who can win the championship is Ali Johnston with 349. But again, he's going to need to win every single race from here on out to get that victory. So slowly we're going to see drivers dropping out of the potential to win the championship. I'll try and keep everyone informed as that does happen. See who makes the moves. Luca Townsend now not starting with ballast. He's going to be a dangerous one to watch, as is Ashley Field. He didn't have a great race one, but Field without that ballast is always a formidable opponent. So we will see how it runs. All in all, great race one. Not so much excitement for the first two spots, but third, battle for third, and 7th and 10th was definitely one to look at. Race 2 should be getting underway soon. For those who don't know the results, the grid for race 2 is decided by the results of race 1, but with a random grid draw. So between the positions of 6 and 12, one of those numbers is drawn out, and that guy will be starting in pole position. So for example, if number 6 is pulled, STR Mischief would start on pole, Fergs would be Ozan 3rd, got 4th, Rayleigh 5th, Brandon 6th, and then from 7th onwards would be as they finished. And same if it was 12th that was pulled, the top 12 would be reversed, and 13th onwards would start as they finished. So it's always good to get inside the top 12. Obviously the higher up is the better, because you want as many points as possible as we get prepared for race 2. And it looks like Ambrose takes pole position for race 2. So it's a VTX 1-2, Carl Cully in the Chevrolet in 3rd and Andrew Lawrence in 4th. So top 12 was pulled, so it means that Brandon Roos, your race 1 winner, will be starting from 12th. Rayleigh 2nd is starting 11th, and of course starting from 10th. So they starting in 3rd, 4th and 5th. The fast starts, those cars get off the launch of the race. You can expect to see them at least challenging for the lead by turn 1. Those Audis do not get off the line. Looks like we've had an issue. I have to check what's going on. It looks there has been an issue of some sort, so all the cars are going to be back. That's always the start you want. So that was a great race. Try again. Might have been an issue with a setup of some sort, but or a car disconnect quite early. Sometimes we do. If a car does get DC'd before the race has started, we will do a restart just to allow them to get back in. 22 drivers, so I believe one might have gone, but all readied up and getting ready for try again of race 2. Your grid again: Conor Ambrose, Ryan Powell, Carl Cully, Andrew Lawrence and Ali Johnson are your top 5. Then it is Jake Ewan, Nathan Rutherford, Liam Ferguson, Luca Townsend and Callum Kirkpatrick make up the top 10. for race 2. Starting from the back will be Ben Berentsen after his disconnect / DNF from race 1. Unfortunate for him. But unfortunately that's the way that it goes sometimes, so it would be nice to see Ambrose and Powell get away well at the start, but that Audi does not get off the line well in comparison to the Chevrolets that are starting directly behind it, so don't have high hopes for them this time round. Once the start phase is over, the Audis definitely do come into their own, but it all depends on what happens from there. See the cars getting away from the warm-up. Run through again, as we said, the top 10. And then we've got Jack Braley in 11th, 12th is Brandon Roos, 13th for Stephen Cumming, 14th for Ashley Field, 15th is Phil Garside, looking to make a better performance after his race 1, 16th for Kieran McKeldin, 17th is Robert Newman, 18th for Mark Roddick, 19th for Shane Velotti, 20th for James Allen, and 21st is held by the Dane of Ben Berentsen. Disappointed to have been a DNF for race 1, that's not how he wants his week to start. See if he can make a drive through the field here in race 2. But Conor Ambrose starting from first. Hasn't had that great of a performance this season in the Audi. First season in it after pretty much his entire time being in the BMW. But it's one of those. He's still unsure about the Audi. There has been talks about whether he says you can see Ryan Powell getting a drift on in the background. That's one way to warm your tyres. Unsure whether he's going to be staying in that Audi S3 come season 20. He has been confirmed as one of the drivers for it. It is just simply a case of in which car will he be in. So these two, 1 and 2, expect to see a team drive from the pair. Whether Ambrose will let Powell go and see if they can get Powell back into the title fight. Dropped off a little bit the past few races, of disappointment at the race before Mugello, Catalunya didn't go well for him. Le Mans he missed out on, meant he dropped back quite a bit. He's still mathematically in the fight. He needs a string of good performances, a string of good luck. Looks like he's really trying to warm those tyres to try and get as much grip out of them off the start as he can. Be interested to see how this goes for them. Again, I do expect the Chevrolets to, at the very least, Carl Cully to be ahead of them by turn 1. It's only a short rundown, but that Chevrolet on low end is extremely powerful. We've seen that Cully can defend from both Ambrose and Powell as the race is going, so it's all going to be down to the start phase and see if a mistake is made by any of the cars on lap 1. You can see the rest of the cars just on your map there on the left, just fading into spot, just slowly getting into position. Get ready to go. Revs are climbing. And we're away for race 2. Ambrose got the start you expected. Cully's immediately trying to split between the two Chevrolet, between the two Audis, got the inside line into Copse. Ambrose holds the outside. Is he going to keep hold of that one through turn 1? It looks like he's going to keep hold of the lead. Carl Cully actually now side by side with, I believe that was Luca Townsend, who's taken third place at the stands, but that's Luca Townsend who's jumped up. That's a stunning performance from him off the getaway. Ali Johnston running extremely wide off the start, but that is the start that Ambrose could have hoped for. It is Conor Ambrose, followed by Carl Cully, followed by Andrew Lawrence. Going further back, you've got Nathan Rutherford jumped up to 4th, 5th is Luca Townsend, 6th for Ryan Powell. He's dropped back off the start as they thought he would. Up in front, you can see Conor Ambrose has got the way he wanted that start to go. Carl Cully looked like he was going to get through Copse, but Ambrose held on extremely well. You can see there's a bit of a bunching going on at the back of the grid. I think everyone's making their way through smoothly to make their way through Woodcut over the start-finish line for the first time. It is Cully battling, slotted in behind Ambrose. You've got a bit of a melee going on for third place. That looked like that was Luca Townsend and Andrew Lawrence, as Townsend has taken third place away. We get the black screen. Not sure what's gone on there, but either way. Ambrose from Cully. Townsend in third. Fourth for Andrew Lawrence. Fifth is now Ryan Powell. Looks like it might have... As one car looks like he's gone extremely wide. That was Stephen Cumming. As Ambrose has now gone 3 wide with Cully and Townsend under brake, and Ambrose has taken that inside line back. Is he going to run out 2 wide? It looks like he's going to try and hold the outside line. It looks like Townsend shot wide again. Ambrose is going to have to be careful. He's got his teammate on his inside now, but these two are now battling for third place as Luca Townsend and Kyle Cully take first and second away from Ambrose. It looked like he tried to beat them under the brakes. And now he's gone side by side with his teammate over the start-finish line, and they're going to go side by side into Copse. That's a brave move if the teammates do this, and they are going to hold on to it. Powell on the inside's giving his teammate as much room as he can. Got to be careful of Andrew Lawrence directly behind him, looking to take a place away from the pair. Make their way round Beckett's onto the Wellington straight. Looks like Powell may have run his teammate out wide a little bit there. But up in front, Luca Townsend is in first place. Got exactly what he wanted to do. Second is Kyle Cully. Third is Ryan Powell, now defending from Andrew Lawrence, with this man Conor Ambrose defending from pretty much everyone, including Liam Ferguson, Jake Owen, Nathan Rutherford, Brandon Roos in 9th, 10th for Ashley Field, 11th is Ali Johnson, 12th is Jack Bradley, 13th for Callum Kirkpatrick, 14th for Kieran McKell, and 15th is Robert Newman, and 16th for Phil Garside. Kyle Cully in second place is going to have to just defend now. Ryan Powell is hunting him down. Luca Townsend looks like he's going to be getting away with the win here, and that's going to do masses in this title fight. Current championship leader taking a big win as it stands, especially with the closest competitor to what is his title rival. Second place in the championship, Brandon Roos sat currently all the way down in 9th place, so this is massive if Luca Townsend can hold on for the win here. Cully doesn't look like he's going to be challenging. Cully looks like he's going to just spend the entire time trying to hold off the battle for second. So we're going to keep a look on that one. Let's see Powell looking up the inside of the Chevrolet on the exit of Luffield. Going into Woodcut. I think Cully's going to get him under acceleration. Yeah, he's taking the inside line, and Powell's just going to have to slot in behind and wait for his moment. He's going to have to wait to see if Cully's going to make a mistake. Lawrence is poised in 4th place, ready to pounce should something happen. You can see as they go around the track, you can see there's a Luca Townsend out his own, a long train following this man in 2nd place, and then you've got a bunch at the back. I think they had it coming together in the early stages, and it's headed by James Allen with Shane Bellotti, Stephen Cumming, Mark Ruddick and Ben Berenson all in amongst it. But the train for 2nd place, headed by Kyle Cully, as he's got Ryan Powell all over the back of him looking for a gap. Not sure if we've had an issue there. I think we may have lost a driver. Difficult to see who we may have missed. We'll see if it pops up at the top. But Powell again holding the inside line, trying to get past Cully, but the acceleration of that Chevrolet is going to keep that in his pocket. Still, again, you can see Luca Townsend getting away at the front, going through Copse already as the others are going through the start-finish line after 8 laps. Phil Garside is the one that's disappeared. It's not what he needs. This title fight he's made a brilliant fight to get himself into the championship and get himself 3rd coming into Silverstone, and he's just having a horrific luck. Not the greatest result in race 1. Looks like Cully's gonna try and hold on. I think Powell's potentially gonna try and get the inside line going down the straight, but he's just not got the acceleration in that Audi to try and challenge. Whether he's going to make a move under brake, and he's going around the outside under the brakes. He's going to try and hold it and get the inside again into Luffield. Cully looked to try and shut the door, but Powell's not going to give that one up, and Johnson's now not Johnson, apologies, Andrew Lawrence has just slotted in behind, waiting again for these two to make a mistake. He might even try and push Powell through to create a gap for himself as well. As you can see, look, a quick run through as we enter lap 9. Luca Townsend away massively at 1st, 2nd Kyle Cully 3rd, Ryan Powell 3rd. Then 4th for Andrew Lawrence. 5th, Conor Ambrose holding on well. 6th is Jake Ewan. 7th is Liam Ferguson. 8th, Brandon Roos. 9th for Ashley Field. 10th is Nathan Rutherford. This battle for second raging on. Jack Braley looks like he dropped a couple positions on the exit of Beckett's onto the Wellington Straight. Dropped another one as Ali Johnston gets past him as well. Carl Cully just in a sure defensive drive at the moment. Bit of a lock up there under acceleration that looked like it might have been just some tyre smoke, but Powell is really desperate for him to make a mistake, and it looks like Johnson's going to... It's not even Johnson, it's Lawrence is looking like he's going to try and make a move on the inside, but it gets shut immediately. Fastest lap of the race at the moment is going to Luca Townsend, so again, like Brandon last race, he's going to be taking the full 33. It's under braking Carl Cully, and Powell dives for the inside and potentially takes that second place away from him, but the acceleration on that Chevrolet is going to put him alongside Powell down the straight. Andrew Lawrence on the inside as well, so down the Wellington Straight is Lawrence, Powell and Cully 3 abreast. Who's going to be bravest under brakes? Looks like they're all going to come together slightly, but they're trying to give each other room at the same time. 3 wide down there does not normally work, and Powell's lost out on what looked like was going to be a push for second, has lost out on that one and on third, and Andrew Lawrence is the beneficiary, taking second place away from Cully in the process. Looked like Ambrose in the background there running a little bit wide on the exit of Cops, but he may have lost out on 5th place as a result. Yeah, he's dropped down to 7th now, as you can see Cully, apologies, giving a bit of a tap onto the rear of Lawrence as they make their way into Beckett's down the Wellington Straight again. Powell is just slotted in behind. He saw an opportunity and went for it, and instead he lost out on 2 places. How close they're all together here. 6th place Brandon Roos is in amongst a big battle at the moment. Nathan Rutherford, Jay Coohan, and as Rutherford dives up his inside, Jay Coohan is going to try and push Rutherford through, and Ambrose under brakes went a little bit wide and has lost out on 4 places as a result. They rumble over the strips on the exit of Woodcote. Exit of Luffield into Woodcote, apologies. You can see this battle is raging on for 6th place as Brandon Roos is jumping up. You can see Townsend getting away, and he needs to damage limitation, get as much as he can from it. 7th for Nathan Rutherford. At 8th is Ashley Field. He needs to make some more positions up here. 9th is Jake Ewan. 10th is Conor Ambrose now. Back to the fight for the 2nd place and the 2 remaining podium spots. It is Andrew Lawrence followed by Ryan Powell now. Kyle Cully on Powell's inside is going to try and get a run down the Wellington Straight. 5th place of Liam Ferguson is a short drive again from the debutant, looking to try and make up positions where he can. Powell has got the inside, as we can see. I think that was actually Field shooting off in the background. I think he's held on and not lost out too massively, but that was a close one as Powell takes the position away from Kyle Cully, and he looked like he had a bit of help from Ferguson in the process, giving a push around to try and force the gap like Lawrence did earlier. All completely clean, however. So Powell finds himself back in 3rd place, taking that podium, but it's still yet again another car he's got to try and get past to get 2nd. Meanwhile, Luca Townsend with a 1,000 foot gap up front already. Just like Brandon last race. He's just making his way through and disappearing. As Nathan Rutherford, I think, at the top did look like he's dropped back heavily. Down to 15th now. Wonder if he's got an issue of some sort, or if he's just been unlucky and caught up in a couple of things. He's side by side in the moment with looks like Kieran McKeldin down the Wellington Straight. McKeldin's got the inside line, however. Back to the battle for 2nd and 3rd. Andrew Lawrence sat in 2nd. Looks like he went a little bit wide there through Luffield, and Powell, if he was a little bit closer, could have potentially put his nose in. Run through, see if the battle for 9th at the moment, headed by Ali Johnston, battling and defending with Ashley Field. The 2 battle for independence, and Johnson goes a little bit wide, allowing the inside line for Field, who's cut across him and taken that one, but under acceleration looks like he's going to cut back on him and try and get the run down the Wellington straight. Field on the inside, he's going to try and hold on to this one. Under brake, and that Honda will be superior. Big lock up there for Johnson. He's going to run a little bit wide, but I think he's just holding on to the outside. Now his door is shut by Field. Great move. And out of nowhere, Kirkpatrick finds the gap and takes that inside line away from Ali Johnson, taking the position away from him. Looks like a bit of a coming together, but he's just going to slot in behind. He's now going to take the inside line going into Woodcutter as they cross the start-finish line side by side as they make their way down towards Cops again. Field still holding on to ninth place, but battle for 10th at the moment between Johnston and Kirkpatrick. Johnson takes the position straight back. As you can see, they're pairing off now, the battle for 2nd and 3rd, and then 4th and 5th, so with Cully leaving these two alone to be battling with Ferguson, that will leave Powell to battle with Johnston for all he no, Johnson, it's Lawrence. I will get those two right in a second. Battle between the two of them. Powell will have to try and do what he did with the battle with Cully just now. Wait for an opportunity, slide to the inside and just try and block his exit. The acceleration the Chevrolets have, it's hard to defend against them on the exit of the corner, so he's going to have to make the move stick early. Luca Townsend, again, just disappearing out in front. Easy race for the JSB driver who's leading the championship. Got into the lead early and, like Brandon, has just disappeared. Still, Andrew Lawrence is 2nd, 3rd is Ryan Powell, 4th for Kyle Cully, 5th is Liam Ferguson, 6th for Brandon Roos, 7th for JQ, and then 8th for Conor Ambrose, who's just slid onto the back of this battle now. Just going to hover at the back and wait to see what goes on ahead of him. 8th place will be a decent result for Ambrose. Bit of a disappointment the way things went earlier on in the race for him, but he's picked himself up, and to get himself up into 8th again is a decent start. See if he can rebuild that confidence that he's lost as the season's gone on. 9th is still Ashley Field, 10th for Ali Johnson. He's now heading a train that is including Callum Kirkpatrick, Jack Braley, Robert Newman, a black screen. James Allen, it looks like Robert Newman actually has had an issue because he suddenly disappeared off the timing screen, so he has been completely disconnected. That's extremely unfortunate, but back to the battle for 2nd. Andrew Lawrence still defending heavily from Brian Powell, who's all over the back of him, looking for a space, looking for a gap, looking for a move. Under braking, something going to appear. Looks like Lawrence is just going to plant it on the apex and let Powell try and go the long way round. And he defends that far left-hand side down the Wellington straight, force power on the outside, but Powell's going to just slot in behind and look to maybe make a move under braking again. Powell's just going to have to wait to see if a gap opens. Something look, he had a look then, but it wasn't quite there. Just hear the Chevrolet bouncing off the limit under acceleration there as Lawrence delayed pulling down the gears. We start lap 18. It is Luca Townsend from Andrew Lawrence, Ryan Powell, Kyle Cully. Liam Ferguson is in 5th. He's making real waves on his debut performance here. Got a battle for 6th between Brandon Roos and Jake Owen. Roos is making his way up through the grid to try and make up for the fact that his main rival is making headway at the front. And it looks like Ryan Powell's pulling alongside Andrew Lawrence down the straight, but again, Lawrence defends the inside line, and it's going to depend on what Powell does. Does he try to go around the outside again? Does he dive for the inside? He's just going to slot behind. Big bump at the back under braking. He's going to slot in behind, I believe. He's not going to try and take that position back like that. Cully looked like he tried to make a move, and he's got Ferguson on his rear trying to give him pressure as well as these guys start to battle heavily. So Lawrence has just got a little bit of a gap now with Powell to back off after the contact. Penultimate lap. Still Townsend way out in front, but this battle for 2nd is the main one. See Powell taking an outside, trying to try and get onto the power as early as he can. Looks like Ferguson had Brandon looking for the inside line on him then. Is he going to have made that one stick? Looks like he's just going to slide in behind. He did make a quick dive to the inside, but it wasn't quite enough. You can see still Ryan Powell under pressure from Carl Cully as he's trying to also make that move on Andrew Lawrence. He's really stuck in a tight spot here. He wants that second place. You can tell from the way he's driving he wants it, but he's still having to try and get past Lawrence as well as hold off Carl Cully, who's been right on him all time. Make our way onto the final lap. Luca Townsend, massive gap. Easy win yet again for the JSP Chevrolet, showing why that team champion is already with what was 6 races still to go. So getting away out in front, Luca Townsend. Second place still Andrew Lawrence. We're going to switch them out for second, but keep an eye on what Luca's doing as he crosses the line. But as Luca makes his way out of Brooklands through Luffield for the final time of the race, looks like Lawrence is going to hold on to second. Powell's still defending heavily to keep third place away, but Luca Townsend crosses through Woodcote over the line, and that is race 2 victory for Luca Townsend. This podium is going to be decided over the line here. Looks like it's going to be Lawrence, but who's going to get it from Cully and Powell? It looks like Cully's taking the inside line, but I think Ryan Powell looks like he's going to keep hold of it. Cully takes third place from Powell over the line. Powell drops to 4th as they cross the line. He's not going to be happy with that. 5th goes to Liam Ferguson, 6th from Brandon Roos, 7th for Jake Ewan, 8th goes the way of Conor Ambrose, 9th for Ashley Field, but Carl Cully nicks the final podium spot across the line just to check it. Insanely close there between the guys, but Luca Townsend takes the win. Let's see if we can get a word from Luca, our race winner.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations on yet another win.
Cheers, thank you.
I think I know how this is going to go, but how did you find that?
Well, it's the same as most races, race 2s anyway. It's just a case of getting through the pack. I had a good start, so I was able to jump the Audi and the Merc in front, and just slowly picked away at the other guys in front as they were battling, and I think I got into the lead at around lap 4, so I had pretty much the whole race just a hot lap and understand the car a bit more.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good result for the team. Dolphin coming second. Yeah, really happy.
No. It looked pretty easy once you got that gap. Looked like the
Yeah,
second you got
absolutely.
in front, you were just gone. You missed quite a good battle behind you. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened if you got caught
I
up
was
in the...
I was looking at what was going on behind when I was in the straights, and it looked like the whole grid were together
Not far
behind the lead, the second and third place battle.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
happy
the,
that Dolphin got second.
Yeah, it was a steal for the final podium spot over the line by Kyle as well. Taking Ryan literally as they crossed the line.
Yeah, I've been listening to what's happened there in the party, so it sounded like there was a good battle going on.
Oh, definitely did look that way. Well, I will let you go. Congrats again on another win.
Cheers, thank you.
And extending your lead now to 57 points at the top.
Well, got to see what happens in race 3. 'Cause, you know, I'll
Mhm.
be starting at the back, so gonna be interesting. Just gonna try and stay out of trouble.
Yeah,
And see
definitely.
where we end
Well,
up.
good luck. Hopefully we won't be talking to you from a wall. And have a good one.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Thank you. That is race 2 done and dusted. With that, it puts, see, Luca Townsend's lead at the top to 57 points over Brandon Roos. And with just 133 points left up for grabs. Championship now can only be won by the top 5. So, Luca Townsend, of course, in first place with 537. Second, Brandon Roos, 480. Third, Ashley Field, 474. Fourth is Phil Garside, 440. And fifth is Jake Ewan on 415, 415. Interesting to see how race 3 is going to turn out. I believe it's going to be a almost full reverse grid, but it's one of those. Let's see how it all turns out. Hope everyone is all still enjoying themselves. And a check on the independent standings with 60 points left up for grabs. The championship is not over, but it all comes down to what happens here. Ali Johnston will be hoping to get a decent result in comparison to Ashley Field after 2 races of quite close ones between the pair. Obviously, race 1, Ali beat Ash by quite a bit. Race 2, the opposite, Ash beat Ali. But it's all to play for still in the Drivers' Championship and in the Independence Championship. So do bear with us. We'll be preparing for race 3. Do stay tuned. Hopefully things will be up and running very soon. So here we go, getting ready now for race 3. You can see after the reverse good draw, Stephen Cumming will be starting from pole. Second will be Mark Ruddock, third for Shane Bellotti, fourth is Ben Berenson, fifth Nathan Rutherford, sixth is Kieran McKeldin, seventh for Ali Johnson, eighth is James Allen, ninth for Jack Brady and 10th for Callum Kirkpatrick, 11th for Ashley Field, 12th for Conor Ambrose, 13th for Jay Ewan and 14th for Brandon Roos, 15th will be Liam Ferguson, 16th is Ryan Powell, 17th for Carl Cully, 18th for Andrew Lawrence, 19th for Luke Townsend, and 20th is Phil Garside at the back. So, here we go, getting ready for race 3, final race of the night. Stephen Cumming starting on pole. Is he going to get a good start away in his Mercedes? Next to him is Mark Ruddock in the Audi. Third is Shane Bellotti in the TCR, and fourth is Ben Berenson in the TCR as well. So fifth, Nathan Rutherford is the first of the quick starting Chevrolets, but the Ravens are climbing. And we are underway for race 3. Decent getaway from the front few cars. Nathan Rutherford looks like he's trying to find a gap from 5th place, but it doesn't look like anything's opening. He's found the inside line on Cops, and he's now got past Shane Bellotti already. Bellotti runs a little bit wide on the exit. But Stephen Cumming with the perfect getaway for himself. That Mercedes is sat in 1st place. 2nd is Mark Ruddock. 3rd is now Nathan Rutherford. 4th for Shane Bellotti, 5th for Ali Johnson in the 2nd of the Chevrolets. There we go. Looks like Mark Ruddock ran a little bit wide there on the exit of the Brooklands corner into Luffield, so he's lost out to Rutherford, and it looks like to Shane Bellotti as well. So Stephen Cumming still sat in 1st. 2nd is Nathan Rutherford. Got a car in the gravel, it looks like. It's Luca Townsend. And 2 more off. It's Carl Cully, I believe. No, it wasn't. Apologies. It's hard to tell. The car definitely ended up in the gravel there. Looks like it was Andrew Lawrence potentially. Looking back through, still Stephen Cummings sat in first. Second is still Nathan Rutherford. These two are going on their own. Contact there on the back of Powell's Audi. So everyone is all trying to vie for space here. Typical race 3 vying for action as the supposedly quick guys try and make their way back through the pack. Still, as you look through, Nathan Rutherford has taken the lead away from Stephen Cumming. Third is still Ali Johnston, but the STR driver has taken himself into first place and is looking to get away now, do what the others did in races 1 and 2. See if he can emulate Brandon Roos and Luca Townsend. Behind him, Stephen Cumming is now going for Ali Johnston, who's on his way. Calvin Kirkpatrick in fourth. Defending from Ashley Field, who's looking to make up for lost ground after the disappointment of races 1 and 2. 6th is Brandon Roos, our race 1 winner. 7th is Jake Ewan, 8th is Kieran McKeldin, 9th Liam Ferguson, already up from 15th, and 10th is Conor Ambrose. But as you can see, Ashley Field has made his move, it looked like, on Kirkpatrick. And Brandon Roos looks like he's got Kirkpatrick as well, so Field and Roos both making a position as Kirkpatrick loses 2. Into the braking zone, Roos and Field side by side. Field is hanging Roos out to dry, and that's given Kirkpatrick a possible move up the inside, but he's backed down slightly. As you can see, Nathan Rutherford getting away in first. Stephen Cummings still sat in second place, defending heavily from Ali Johnson, who's all over the back of him as they make their way into Cobb's corner for the 6th time. Bit of a kiss of the grass there as Rutherford runs a little bit on the inside, as Cummings runs a little bit outside, and that's allowing Ali Johnson onto the inside, possibly for the braking zone into Beckett's, and I think he's just had to back out and slot in behind. All this is doing is giving Ashley Field and the pack behind him a chance to catch up. Under acceleration, that Chevrolet has boosted its way past Stephen Cummings. Not sure whether coming down a poor exit through Beckett's onto the Wellington straight. Looking for a possible move up the inside under braking. Johnson's going to leave the space. He runs a little bit wide. That allows Cumming to definitely take that position. But Johnson just hangs it on and takes the position straight back on the inside. Meanwhile, behind them, you can see Calvin Kirkpatrick is pushing Brandon Roos past Ashley Field as they make their way out to Luffield. Further back, looking through, you can see now 8th for Liam Ferguson, 9th is Kieran McKeown, 10th for Luca Townsend, 11th, 12th for Carl Cully, 15th and 14th for the two VTX Audis. And Nathan Rutherford really is emulating races 1 and 2 and getting away heavily at the front. Ali Johnston second place, defending from Stephen Cumming, and the train slowly forming behind them, consisting of, oh, it looks like a car's gone heavily wide actually down the Wellington straight. That looked to be who's at 7th place. I think that was Ashley Field who ran wide. So he's lost out now to Jake Owen and to Callum Kirkpatrick. Brandon Roos in a decent 4th place as he looked to go around the outside of Stephen Cumming, who's going to defend that one heavily. Cumming is really desperate to keep hold of 3rd place as it stands. Ali Johnson now possibly being released to try and make a push towards 1st place. Cumming's going to do everything in his power to hold on to that podium spot. His first one of the season if he can do so. Last time Stephen Cumming got a podium was in season 15 it looks like, so this will be a monumental display for him if he can manage to hold on to this 3rd place. He's going to have to defend heavily as he's got the chasing pack all over him. Nearly halfway through the race already, and you can see Brandon Roos making a possible move on the inside. He switches back to go to the left hand side on the Wellington straight. Is Cumming going to be able to hold on to that one? I think Roos is going to possibly get him, but it's all going to be down to the braking point. Roos dives to the inside. Cummings going to have to yield, but he's going to try and hold it to try and get the inside line through the next corner, but it's going to go to Roos. I feel like I've jinxed him there by mentioning the podium, but Cummings not going to give up on that one easily. Back to the front, Nathan Rutherford getting away in 1st place. 2nd place is Ali Johnson. 3rd for Brandon Roos, really making that push to try and catch up with Luca Townsend in the standings. For reference, Luca Townsend is finding himself down in 11th. Not what he needs to get past the pack ahead of him. We've got 4th place is Stephen Cumming, who's now dropped off of Brandon, is trying to defend heavily from Callum Kirkpatrick and JQ and his teammate. Be interested to see whether he's going to let Ewan through to try and let his teammate make a push for the lead, or at the very least try and get some high positions, but he's going to have to be careful because he's got Kirkpatrick and Field all over him. I think he's possibly letting him through, but he's definitely going to have to be wary. As both of the Mercedes run out wide, no contact between the pair, and Cummins ended up going into the grass. He's going to lose out heavily. Brandon Roos now staying 3rd, 4th is now held by Callum Kirkpatrick. 5th for JQ, and 6th is now Ashley Field. 7th is Liam Ferguson, and then Stephen Cumming down in 8th. He's really lost out after that mistake. 9th for Kieran McKeldin as it stands. Back in position fight for 4th, so it's still going to be held by now Callum Kirkpatrick. As you can see, Jake Owen and Ashley Field side by side through cops yet again, and so many drivers doing that tonight. So again, yet another quick rundown. We'll have a look. It is Nathan Rutherford out in front. 2nd is Ali Johnston. 3rd for Brandon Roos. 4th is this man, Callum Kirkpatrick, defending heavily from Ashley Field, who's got Jake Owen for company, and also Liam Ferguson. Looks like Field is defending the inside line as both Ferguson and Ewan look to make that gap. Ewan's going to try and hang around the outside, but I think Field's going to get under acceleration. 8th is Stephen Cumming. 9th for Phil Garside. 10th is Jack Brelly. 11th is Luca Townsend. 11th is not the position that Luca wants. 12th is Kieran McKeldin. Then you've got 13th Carl Cully, 14th Conor Ambrose, 15th Ryan Powell, 16th for James Allen, 17th is Andrew Lawrence, 18th for Shane Bellotti, and then we have got the DNFs for Mark Ruddick and Ben Berenson. We look at this battle for 4th Kirkpatrick, and you can see just ahead Brandon Roos looks like he's made a move on the inside of Ali Johnston into the Wellington Straight. So Brandon's now going to be possibly making that push for 1st place, which is, of course, Nathan Rutherford. Nathan, who has got 1 win already this season, he's looking to try and hold on to get a 2nd, or at the very least get a 2nd podium. You can see Field really looking for a position to gain here on Callum Kirkpatrick. It looks like we have had an issue. Ryan Powell has gone, unfortunately for him, so after the 4th place finish in race 2, he's disappeared here from race 3. You can just see at the bottom left there, DNF for Ryan GTI 6. So Ryan Powell missing out. Ends a up and down Monday for him. Lock up ahead of Kirkpatrick there. Looked like it was Ali Johnson just running a little bit wide. Kirkpatrick's going to look to try and hold off from Ashley Field. He kisses the grass on the inside, and Field is going to hold that outside line. Under braking, be interested to see whether Field tries to hold the outside and possibly get a run into Brooklands and out of Brooklyn, into Luffield. He's got the inside line. Jay Coon is having to defend from Ferguson as it goes. The two of them lean on each other as they make their way round Luffield. Exit in. Kirkpatrick just a little tap on the outside corner of Field, but he's going to have to slot him behind, and that's a set up quite early there from Ashley Field to take 4th place away. Jay Coon just slotted in behind the pair again. I think he was expecting some contact in front of him as he backed off just slightly, but nothing doing. Back to the front, we can see it's Nathan Rutherford still in front, but Brandon Roos is gaining on him every single lap. Gonna be a close one, see whether Rutherford can hold on to this position. 3rd is Ali Johnson, a bit of a lonely one at the moment. 4th is Ashley Field now. 5th, Callum Kirkpatrick, then you've got a little bit of a gap for Ferguson, who has taken that position away from Jay Coon, and down at Brooklands he has kept hold of it, and now into Luffield he's going to try and set himself up to make a push towards those two in front of him. So been really impressed with Ferguson, considering this is his first time here at OMA. Made some brilliant moves and finishing 5th in both races 1 and 2. Intrigued to see what he can do for the rest of it. We've got a car off track. Not sure who that is. That looks like I might want to lead. I could be mistaken, but it's that Nathan Rutherford who has ended up in the wall. I really hope that isn't, but I believe it looks like there has been an issue for Nathan Rutherford, and that means that that Brandon Roos has now taken that lead. Nathan Rutherford looks like he's had an issue and has gone straight on at turn 1, gifting the lead for Brandon Roos. Ali Johnson has been promoted up to second, and that gives Ashley Field now and the battle behind him for the final podium spot, so unsure what's happened to Rutherford there. CK in 4th, Ferguson now 5th again, 6th for Jake Ewan. Going further down, it's Jack Brady on a lonely 7th, 8th is Phil Garside, 9th for Luca Townsend, 10th for Kieran McKeldin, 11th for Stephen Cumming, 12th for Carl Cully, 13th for James Allen, 14th for Conor Ambrose, and 15th for Andrew Lawrence. Back to the front, you can see it's still Brandon Roos in first, second is still Ali Johnson, slowly being caught, it looks like, by this pack headed by Ashley Field. Fourth for Callum Kirkpatrick, 5th Jake Owen defending heavily now as he's taken his place back from Liam Ferguson. Right in front, same old story again. Brandon Roos is getting away. A repeat of race 1 where he got his lead and disappeared out in front. Ali Johnson sat in a decent 2nd place. See if he can hold off the incoming Ashley Field and Callum Kirkpatrick, but I think the two of them are going to be battling too much to possibly bother Johnson as it stands. 5th has gone back to Jake Ewan again, Ferguson in 6th, 7th is Jack Brelly, slowly gaining on those two ahead of him. Looks like Ashley Field has actually escaped the clutches of Callum Kirkpatrick for a split second there, and that's allowed him to gain up on Johnson just a little bit. As we look at the top, we can see big gains for Brandon Roos, who's made up 13 places since the start of the race. 12 for Phil Garside as well, as he makes his push to try and get himself back into the title fight. Meanwhile, the big drop has gone to Shane Block with a 13 place drop since the start of the race. But we've got 3 laps to go. Is Ali Johnson going to be able to hold on for a significant 2nd place? If he can hold off Ashley Field, that's going to do wonders for his independence fight. Still looking through. Brandon Roos in 1st, getting away. Ali Johnson sat, as you can see on our screens, in 2nd place. 3rd place behind him is Ashley Field. 4th, Callum Kirkpatrick, who's slowly getting under pressure from Jake Owen, who's got Liam Ferguson for company yet again. 7th for Jack Brady. 8th is Phil Garside. 9th for Luca Townsend. And 10th is Kieran McKeldin. So this win, as it stands for Brandon Roos, will do masses in the game back on Luca Townsend. The swings and roundabouts that this season is going through. Both Townsend and Brandon Roos have missed races this season, and yet here they are, sat 1st and 2nd with a dominant performance yet again. Brandon with potentially 2 race wins tonight, as long as he doesn't have something happen in these final 2 laps. An amazing feat. All in all, we look back, we see Ali Johnson still defending from Ashley Field, but they are definitely gaining on him. think it's going to be too little, too late, unless something goes on here. But Ali Johnson looks like he's possibly going to hold on to second. Ashley Field with third place is going to be happy with that after the disappointment of race 1. Kirkpatrick still 4th, 5th, JQ in 6th for Ferguson. It's all kind of how it was. Bit of battle going on for 11th here as Carl Cully is defending from a few behind him, one of which being James Allen in 12th, and you've got the battle for 13th, Conor Ambrose, Stephen Cumming and Andrew Lawrence. But as we enter the final lap of the race, dominant performance again from Brandon Roos, making his way through Beckett's for the final time, down the Wellington straight. Gonna have to just keep an eye on second as we're going. Brandon Roos just making his way down, and you just see on the map there, into Brooklands for the final time tonight, and the final time of the season. Out of Brooklands, rounding Luffield. Dominant performance again by the title fighter. And Brandon Roos, a dominant performance from him for the second race of the night, and that is going to be a massive win for him as he takes not only the win but the fastest lap. Big second place there for Ali Johnson. Third is Ashley Field. 4th, Callum Kirkpatrick. 5th, Jake Ewan. 6th goes to Liam Ferguson. 7th for Jack Brady. 8th for Phil Garside. 9th is Luca Townsend. 10th for Kieran McKeldin. Battle to the line. Looks like Carl Cully's just going to hold on from James Allen as they cross the line. Allen 12th. 13th for Conor Ambrose. 14th for Stephen Cumming. 15th goes to Andrew Lawrence. 16th comes Shane Bellotti. And that is the end of race 3. Let's get a word from Brandon. Big win to take 2 in one night. Hello, Brandon.
Hello.
That is your second win of the night. Not as easy, that one. But
no, well, starting from 14, I think it was.
yeah, to go up 13 places during the race, that's a decent performance. Right?
Yeah, it was just a shame about, what was I saying, Nathan. About his eye. I was looking forward to it 'cause I was slowly catching him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just saw him go straight onto him, and I was like, oh, I thought he lagged out or something.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, no.
high cause and issue. We had to pull over on it, unfortunately. But
Yeah. The pace was amazing tonight. Car was just top notch.
it looked like you definitely had that thing on rails as the races went on. I mean, you had it pretty easy for qualifying in race 1, but you definitely had to fight a little bit in that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought I was going to struggle a bit more against like, Ali in the Chevy, but I don't know. It was just a really good race. I enjoyed it.
No, it looked like it was well, yeah. Like you definitely had that one covered.
It wasn't easy.
No.
Yeah.
Once you've got that, once again though, once you got the gap, it was plain sailing from then on. But it was getting to that
Too
point,
much,
wasn't it?
Yeah. Because we miss a week next week, don't we? The next brands.
Yes, a week off, and then it is the final.
Yes. Okay, mate.
Yeah. Congrats on a 2 win.